we're back with part 8. Oh, aren't you just so excited to find out where Alyssa and Dennis go next?
Oh, I'm so excited to have a certain red-headed blight on the face of the earth accompany us on an adventure.
You can just hear your voice die as you talk about Dennis.
Choking with rage.
Ugh, that thing. Alright, well, let's keep going on, maybe,
Let's persevere through the Dennis storm.
Ugh. I hate your dumb sweater.
We're outside now, I guess. I don't know how we got outside.
I don't know either. There was not a door.
Dennis just...
Alyssa, wait for me!
Wait.
We just walked... We're walking through a tunnel, Dennis! Keep up!
Jesus.
I got shit to do.
How did she get so far ahead of him anyways?
What was that cutscene for?
They had money.
Did they need to disguise, like, a load screen or something? Oh, and right into another cutscene. Jesus. Why?
Dennis! Where are you?
Yeah, this makes sense.
Just shout it from the windows.
Yeah,
surely.
if you just do it in random streets, I'm sure he'll show up. It's not like this is a big place or anything.
It's not like London
No
is
mistake. I'm sure of it.
within walking distance of everything.
Dennis, you deserve everything that happens to you. Except the part where you don't horribly die.
This isn't suspicious at all.
Totally fine.
Sis.
I've come back, Dennis. I couldn't leave you in that house alone any longer. I'm here now.
You were probably, like, just destroying the place. Who could have said...
I missed you too, Dennis.
Oh my gosh.
Alright.
Alright.
One of my favorite parts is coming up.
Which one?
Oh.
Just wait. I'll wait in anticipation. Oh god, that's a crotch shot.
Oh, this is really awkward kidnapping. That's
my
the best part! Where he literally goes whee as he sails through the air.
Oh, these guys are so scary.
Enough to talk to us. If you want your friend alive, give us your heart so we can create a new entity.
Doesn't she sound like she's just about to pop off shopping somewhere?
Yeah. Yeah, I have to admit, these guys are probably, like, the stupidest subordinates, but they're also the most entertaining, and they also have the most personality.
They do, and I feel like it's almost to their detriment.
Yeah.
I have so many feelings about the Scissor Twins.
Yeah.
Because yes, that is Scissor Woman, and this game's version of Scissor Man.
The worst name ever, by the way, Scissor Twins. Every time I say that word, I feel as though I'm describing a porno.
Just a little bit. But they're goofy?
Yeah.
And where did they come from?
It's sort of... they kind of mention a vague... Like, basically, in the game, they say they might be from here, they might be from there, but no one knows. They're just supposed to be kind of these mysterious characters. I sort of wonder if maybe if the other subordinates had more of a personality, if these guys would fit in better. Because everybody else we've seen so far has been super serious.
Well, Chopper at least had a flair for the dramatic.
Yeah, but he was still like...
and Kuroda had a butt stomp.
but he played the butt stomp as super serious.
Sledgehammer's the only one who gets off... Oh wow, that was not a good phrasing.
Yeah,
Maybe he's watching the Scissor Twins.
Oh,
He's the only one who really, doesn't have a goofy element, except Alyssa attacks him with a chair.
He's kinda... that said, he does kinda have that moment where he's, like, kind of heckling you a bit, and he, like, jumps over the waterfall.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I sort of read it as, like, he's kinda got a bit of a sense of humor, but it doesn't really shine through.
Yeah, but he's not goofy such.
He's very threatening still.
Yeah, Kuroda has a goofy element, but it's still kind of threatening.
Yeah.
Chopper is too, like... Yeah.
He's too, like, serious and all about the posing and the posturing, which just kind of feels weird.
Yeah. Having a good look around here. And then the Scissor Twins are just... I like them, but not as subordinates, if that makes sense. They would be cool as, like, little sidekicks to a subordinate. Do you know what I mean? Even then they might be overplayed.
Yeah.
It's tough to say.
I will say, I have to point out, so we saw, her name is Jemima, by the way,
Oh,
Scissor
yeah.
Woman.
It's a really threatening name.
I sort of like it, I don't know why. Reminds me of pancakes. But Jemima apparently, I guess, is able to take on the form of Dennis's sister. Let's not think about how she would have known what Dennis's sister looked like. But we don't see her do that at any other part in the game, and it's sort of...
Despite how useful it would be.
Yeah, it sort of frustrates me because it seems like it'd be the perfect way to lure Alyssa back to the house in the beginning of the game. We see Nancy writes the letter, Alyssa reads it, and then Alyssa gets a phone call from her mom, but there's no one on the other line. How perfect would it have been if we hear Nancy's voice begging Alyssa to come home and help her? And of course now there's this big mystery of, well, what's happened to Mom, so Alyssa rushes home because her mom's begging her to come back. But there's no trace of her. And perhaps the Nancy that we see kind of poking around the game, maybe that, I mean, currently it seems like it's sort of ghost or spirit of Nancy following Alyssa around, but what if it was actually Jemima in disguise as Nancy? And maybe that's the big twist. Instead of having Dennis's sister, Alyssa finally manages to meet up with her mother, and there's the big reunion, and then it's Nancy turning into Jemima, and that's the reveal of this is how Alyssa was lured back to the house.
Yeah, which would work better. And I mean, it would have the added bonus of removing further reasons for Dennis to be in the game.
Yeah.
I'm sorry not to harp on Dennis too much. It's just he's such a superfluous character.
Yeah,
and every time he shows up, it just ruins the mood of the game because he's goofy.
Yeah, and it's, I mean, I appreciate that Dennis is trying to help Alyssa. I guess it's nice that he, we have a character that's there to support Alyssa, but at the same time, that's sort of a weird thing to have in a horror game because it makes it so that now we have this ally and this, I think they're intending Dennis to be this pillar of strength for Alyssa to draw from.
But that's not scary.
Yeah, Alyssa having this buddy to tag along with her, even for a short while, it gives her a friend and someone who is there for her and can feasibly help her out, instead of having it so that Alyssa is the only one facing all these dangers.
Ooh, spooky mirror.
Oh yes, this whole mirror thing.
Yeah, so it's an interesting mechanic, kind of.
Yeah.
Ish? No?
It's,
So is Ralph wearing tights, or is he just pantsless?
I'm pretty sure he's wearing tights.
He always strikes me as pantsless.
Well, maybe. I think he comes from at least his costume is from the era where having the skin-tight leggings was kind of the deal.
I guess that's true. Still.
Occupied! It's the second bathroom we're hiding in.
Oh yeah, and they never find us.
Well,
he's just gonna walk. I like how he walks as if he's carrying a rapier, and he's just gonna go have a sword fight. Yeah. But back to the alone thing. I mean, the first two games are ostensibly the most tension-filled of the game, and I think that comes from the fact that you were mostly alone.
Yeah, and the times when you aren't alone, when you briefly do meet up with another character, they're usually killed off pretty quickly, and it's kind of meant to be more of a gut punch, and it's a way to kind of tell the player that, it doesn't matter if you think you can try and find help, it's never going to stick around for long.
You're on your own there.
Yeah.
So I can't really read what that says. I don't know. But, yeah.
A furiously scribbled journal. Yeah, so this seems to be something of possibly an insane asylum where or this man is in denial about how bad he is.
Yeah, or Ralph and Jemima running the hospital.
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, it's tough to say.
Yeah. But every time I get a hospital release form, it is gone by morning, so obviously there's the hinty hint about what this ghost is going to be wanting for a sentimental item.
Food?
Yes.
Alright.
Hospital food, specifically.
Knew it.
Yeah, so this is the mechanic of this area.
Whoop. Whoop.
Wee.
Yeah. So the neat thing here is that, of course, instead of running into Ralph now, we're going to be running into Jemima.
Yeah, which I feel almost as though that the whole mirror thing is specifically because they felt it was going to be too hard to evade two subordinates at once.
Whoa, are you saying there's superfluous content in this game?
I don't know.
Man, you were blowing my mind.
Oh, I'm pretty great that way. But yeah, so, I don't know, I'm not a fan of it just because I feel like they gone to all the trouble to introduce us to these two subordinates, and it
Also,
feels...
it's really dumb that we find the release form in the mirror room. Ugh, anyways.
Yeah, well, I guess that's meant to maybe indicate that maybe there's a dimensional shift and the release form magically gets spread. Don't laugh! It's possible.
So dumb!
But I feel like they have this cutscene, and you as the player, you're thinking, oh shit, there's two of them this time, and it's this way to raise the stakes, and you're feeling that, oh, now this is going to be the hardest level yet, and then no,
It's not.
they.
Oh, so this is pretty funny because Jemima has come in, but because none of the subordinates can crawl,
Oh, we're all right,
we're fine.
all right, just hanging out.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you notice in the other room on the other side, there was a locked cupboard that was no way to open it. So you open it on
We
this side.
travel to the mirror dimension, and
Yeah. This hospital feels weird to me too, because you don't really spend much time in it, and I feel like they just were like, most games have a spooky hospital, let's put in a spooky hospital.
well, and again, I'm sort of confused by just like, is this like,
Sorry, I just poor Jemima.
yeah,
We're literally just gonna wait it out.
yeah.
She'll disappear pretty soon.
I guess one thing I wonder is what time.
There she goes.
Oh dear. What time period do you think we're in? Is this supposed to be modern day?
Probably.
So, I mean, this is a pretty
Shit hospital?
Yeah, is this meant to be an abandoned hospital?
Maybe. You'd think, well, I was gonna say you'd think that Alyssa would know, but no. Dennis
Yeah.
should, though, because he lives in the town.
Yeah. I
Alyssa
guess
was been away.
I guess again we're left to assume that this is some sort of weird dimension something or other.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah. There, Moth City. I tried so hard. There she is. So if you can see, they summon the Stoggers pretty quick.
Yeah, that was pretty much instantaneous. And
I
they-
love so much about the concept of the Scissor Twins.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I like their, like, scissor blades. I like the idea of their designs.
Yeah.
But they, I don't know.
I feel almost as though they're so bright and colorful that in this dark and dreary environment, and just even the game in general, that they stand out so much.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be nice if we saw more colors than just gray and brown throughout the game. Everything is just so muted, and as a result, they stand out so much. And
The other thing that kind of, like, doesn't work for me is they're both, like, the bone structure. Like, they're attractive people. Attractive people aren't scary unless
well,
you're in the same room with them and you think that they might ask you out and you don't know what to do. Then attractive people are terrifying.
see, but I think it's meant to be, that's part of what makes them scary, is that they're, I mean, I sort of assume that it's meant to be, like, kind of a serial killer thing, where it's like, they look so normal.
But they don't, because they're white and have scars all over them.
But ignoring that, like, I mean, they are handsome, and, I mean, if you put them in a different outfit, and maybe if they got a little sunshine on their skin, they'd probably look pretty normal, you know, and especially compared to someone like Sledgehammer, who is, like, 9 feet tall and built like a brick shithouse.
It's true, but if that's what they were going for, they didn't do it well.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it would almost be scarier in that case if they introduced them as allies, and then they, like, betrayed you. That would be way scarier.
I think that would probably tie into my idea of having Jemima disguised as Nancy.
Yeah. So I'm having a little trouble here. Jemima keeps beating me to the bathroom.
Oh no.
So I can't, like, comfortably jump in because she'll just find me. So I'm kind of trying to, like, give her the run around. So you'll notice that the Scissor Twins are quite a bit faster than even
Yeah.
Chopper. So they're a little harder to evade. Hey, Jemima. Alright. Now we can deke her out and head into the bathroom. Hopefully she hasn't figured out that I'm trying to hide in there. Oh, no. Missed it again.
good. That was all on you.
That was all on me. But to be fair, like, my depth perception sucks. I don't know if that was actually fair or just putting the onus further on me.
Yeah. Stop making excuses for your terrible
There we go.
skills. Third time's the charm?
Yeah. Well, fourth at this point, but who's counting? There we go.
You know this is a spooky hospital because they have the worst urinals in the world.
Oh, so scary. The urinal cakes haven't been changed for years.
The urinal goes all the way to the floor and you're peeing between your feet and it's weird.
Is that how urinal cakes work? I don't even know.
I don't know.
Alright,
Yeah.
well, let's not talk about that. Yeah, so I don't even hear Jemima looking for us.
Yeah.
Maybe she's just having a smoke. I don't know. Oh, there she is. Yeah. It's one thing sometimes that kind of takes the tension down from this game because
Yeah.
you have to wait a million years. And, yeah, Alyssa's panic meter goes down, your panic meter goes down.
Yeah, and I think after a point you just start getting frustrated because you're just kind of like, come on, I'm tired of waiting.
I gotta do stuff with my day.
Yeah, anytime you kind of wrench away control from the player, there's always this danger of it just being frustrating instead of atmosphere building.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, there's a key in the sink.
Ooh. That one is tricky if you...
Yeah, because, I mean, you don't really know there's a sink there.
Yeah, you basically have to do your tactic of just running into walls and just seeing what kind of lets you pass through.
Now you understand
That was
my true genius.
Yeah, you're pro. That was some pro tactics that you were doing there.
Yeah, man.
Ah.
I don't really know how the looking glass and the mirror work,
Mhm.
but whatever.
Yeah, again, I don't know. I kind of hate the looking glass thing, and I think it's just, I mean, even aside from the whole don't have two subordinates at once thing,
Hey, buddy.
it feels like it's just a cheap way to just reuse the environment. You know, it's like, ooh,
Yeah.
now we're in the mirror world.
Oh, it's
Ooh.
bigger than it. We don't have to model anything.
Yeah, just flip it. Whee!
There you go, buddy.
Toodles.
You'll learn that life outside the hospital is not much better.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you're dead. Got a lot of
Surprise.
problems going on there.
Yeah. I wonder how conscious the ghosts are of their surroundings. Because they sort of seem to just blindly attack Alyssa.
Oh, there comes Ralph.
No good.
I missed him. Man, Ralph, you're boring. We don't even have anything to say about you.
Yeah.
Ralph is not a scary name, by the way. It sounds like throw up. Well, it does.
Throwing up is scary. Especially
Well-
if you've just eaten. It's like, oh no, it's gonna come up again. And it's not gonna be digested at all, so it'll be in big chunks. No.
Oh, and if you just ate pancakes, both names would make sense.
You have no idea. Like, one time as a kid, and this is like a traumatic memory from my childhood, I ate spaghetti and then I had to throw up, and the spaghetti, like, just, it was not a pleasant experience, and I could not eat spaghetti for probably a full year after that event. It was just
Terrible.
the mix of flavors was not good.
They made Ralph for you, specifically.
Yeah, it's my...
Your fear. When I was a child, I was eating green beans, and I threw up, and I didn't have to eat green beans ever again, and it was amazing.
Oh,
So, sometimes throwing up can be a positive experience.
children.
I hate green beans more than anything in the world, in case you were curious.
Yeah.
Food-wise, I mean, there are things I hate more than green beans. Presumably.
I thank you for clarifying.
Well, you know.
I was a little worried a bit that...
I don't want you to think that I don't have priorities.
I was a little worried that maybe, your Nazis fell underneath green beans in the scale of things you hate.
Well, they're pretty bad, though.
Fair enough.
Oh, here's Ralph again.
Oh,
I don't know where he burst from. It's kind of fun just to hear a
Yeah.
door open. He might be... he's
Whoa.
up here. He ran...
Yeah, it's
damn
sort of-
you.
that's happened a few times where we
Water.
hear the music start up, but you don't really have any idea of where they are. And I suppose it's a deliberate attempt to confuse you, but I find it just kind of frustrating because it feels like it's just an attempt to...
Try as I might, I can't see those as tights.
Come on, they're...
I'm sorry, he just looks
They-
like he's got no pants on.
They gotta be.
Jemima's not wearing pants.
Yeah, but she's a lady,
Equality.
and that's how you design clothes for ladies. So you gotta air out the legs.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Wait, no.
Gotta show off those gams.
Yeah, maybe Ralph decided he wanted equality. Oh.
I kind of like that one.
Yeah, it's actually quite a nice move. So that's, if you use a hiding place more than once, that can be one of the penalties, I think, as I've mentioned before.
I see. So that was likely specifically because we had used that hiding spot.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, he figured it out, I guess. Good on you, Ralph.
Yeah, you're just talking
unfortunately
about his
for
pants.
you, I have found your kryptonite.
Oh, yes.
And that is crawling.
I can't bend in these pants. Come back.
We're like, his no pants.
Yeah.
Luckily this works, because I had to go in here anyways, so thanks, Ralph.
I sort of wonder if maybe you would have to kind of change part of the ritual of engagement thing, but maybe if Alyssa was an even younger kid, so maybe if she was like 10 years old, and then feasibly a 10-year-old could go into spaces that a full-grown adult could get into.
Oh yeah. That would be a good hiding mechanic.
Yeah. Like, I think Alyssa, I don't know, I mean, she might be able to grow some more. She's only 15, but I think when you get sort of into your later teens, you're generally gonna be... What are you doing?
I was bored, waiting for Ralph to finish up what he was doing.
Alright.
So I decided I'd just practice my crawling.
Well, your practice paid off.
Yep.
Good
I
form.
can crawl with the best of them now.
Mm-hmm.
I like, also, I found there that you could crawl backwards.
Yeah,
Looks, dumb as hell.
Well,
It's kind of a happy surprise.
I guess it'll be good for if you're ever exiting that room, the safe room, and you hear them coming, and you just go, nope, and you just back it on up.
Yep. Backing up.
Alyssa's daddy didn't teach her good.
So,
Just, like, throw the water in. Just, like, wiggle your hand in.
but she still wouldn't be able to use it.
Oh, well, touche.
She's supposed to just, like, stick herself through like a mail slot. Hey,
This is why I'm
Scissor
not a
Twins,
rooter.
could you chop off my limbs and just shove me through the door?
Yeah. Maybe if I crawl backwards into it, it'll unlock. Teleport.
Woo. Luckily, I mean, the Scissor Twins figure out pretty, like, did they know where this went?
I guess, maybe
Oh,
they...
it's gone.
Oh, ooh, spooky.
I even tried, but they just took it away.
Oh. So, yes.
Where are we now?
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, who is it?
Oh.
Who could it possibly be? Some douche in a hat.
I guess, and again, I guess this is meant to just be a reflection of past events because Alyssa's grandfather doesn't respond to her.
Or he's a jerk.
Yeah.
I mean, his name is Dick.
That scene was meant to be ominous with all the fog, but
It
in
wasn't.
fact, it just looked like it had just really bad render distance. Just pop a squat.
Alyssa's, like... she must have the strongest calves at this
Today
point.
is Alyssa's 10th birthday. The ruder powers will become visible any time now.
Just gonna write in my diary and
Alyssa
then
is growing up into a
rip out
lovely
the
young
pages
lady.
and leave them on the
She is
moors.
everything,
You know,
and I wish for nothing
Dramatic.
more than to watch over her all her
it's
life.
like Wuthering Heights.
But I know that is not to be. Every step she takes towards adulthood.
I hate
is a
these
step
letters
away
because,
from me.
like, I get that they wanted to voice them, but man, they could have done something visual.
Yeah.
Because I read pretty fast, so by
I
this
have
point,
stumbled
I've
across an
read
incredible document.
like more than I need
An
to,
account of a
and I'm just
ceremony
stuck
called
listening to this
the
dude
Ritual
narrate,
Yeah.
and it's just very frustrating.
It is written that by obtaining
See, and
the
whenever
heart
I
of
have
a
something
ruler
like
on
this
her
in a
50th
game,
birthday,
especially
drinking
if I'm
her blood,
like you're still in
a
control of the
person can be
character while it's
transformed
happening,
into
I
an
always just like
infant
stop and I wait.
and receive the
Because
gift
like, what
of
if I go into the
immortality.
next scene and then it cuts off the audio. I need to listen to everything.
And see, I'm one of those terrible people who, when there's voice acting in a game, but you can just skip past with the text, I just read the text.
Yeah.
Oh, so many people I've played games with just, why are you doing this? It's voice act. Yeah, I don't care. I don't have an attention span. You probably are. Just believe in yourself. Look, you already threw her dad onto an axe.
Yeah.
Yet another
Yeah, so I mean, this whole thing is basically just Alyssa's grandpa. He's debating, am I going to do the ritual of engagement or not? And obviously, we probably wouldn't have a game if he decided not to.
And she's still surprised, though.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like, Alyssa's just really, really thick.
I sort of feel as though the reveal...
Oh, AD and N, what a mystery! Thickness runs in the family.
I have to be honest. When I first saw this game, I assumed that it was just meant to spell Dan as a reference to the first clock tower. And then I was like, oh, no, wait, I'm so dumb. It makes DNA because it's, like, in the blood and rooters is... I figured it out every which way but the way that the game wants you to do.
I do like that it does spell Dan, though, because it is a nice little... I mean, it's not really a sensical reference.
Yeah.
But it's a reference.
I wonder if it was a deliberate reference.
I hope so. Well, that's that for
Yeah.
part 8. We'll speculate more in part 9.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Probably.
Whatever.
Alright, see you.
Thanks, guys.
you
Thanks for
then.
watching.